Scouts too? Okay. Looking right at me, I'm putting right here. Good.
This is one of my favorite programs to do, and I apologize for my sniffing. I've gotten a little bit cold. I am married to an Eagle Scout. Sadly, it did not take with my own son, nor my daughter. But Margot is actually one of two young lady, female women Eagle Scouts that I have in my future to do this program. Scouting began in the UK and England, and it was brought to this country. The top rank over there was the King or Queen's Scout. Obviously, that was not going to fly, no pun intended, in this country. We fought an entire war to avoid using terms like King and Queen. And the Eagle became the top rank because the Eagle is the symbol of our country. But how Adams were the first of what would wind up being 9 men tasked with creating the Great Seal for our country, America. White head, white tail. Typically, the Great Seal is depicted with a set of olive branches in the eagle's right foot, usually with 13 leaves to indicate the original 13 colonies. And you can observe this to this day. Bald eagles being sea eagles, they are also lifelong pirates and thieves. They will never hesitate to steal a meal rather than kill one of their own. And Ben Franklin watched along the Delaware, the Potomac, all the rivers in Pennsylvania and New England. He watched bald eagles regularly stealing food from osprey. Osprey only eat fish. 99.9% of their diet are fish. Bald eagles eat fish, shorebirds, waterfowl, geese. First man to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong. President Gerald Ford. Secretary of Defense Robert Gates, Director Steven Spielberg, former mayor of New York City Michael Bloomberg. It is in March, and they are here from Alaska and Canada because our winters here in Denver are way, way nicer than they are up north. And just to be clear, of course, this bird is 5.5 years old. Bald eagles don't get the white head and white tail until they are at least 4. When they leave the nest and they are 6 months old, they actually have deep brown eyes, black beaks, brownish heads, and kind of a fudge marble swirl on their tail. Kazakh folks in Western China, Mongolia, Central Asia still use golden eagles to hunt foxes off of horseback in a manner that is basically unchanged for the last 4,000 years. Do you think of some of the standards of Roman legions? They had eagles on them. The symbol of Russia today is the double-headed eagle on a lot of their flags. Many of the great cultures and empires throughout history have had the eagle, a generic brown or golden eagle, as their symbol. And they are only found in Alaska down to the Rio Grande. So they are about the same size, but as I said, most golden eagles will stop scavenging by the time they are adults, which in both species about 4 to 5 years old. Not bald eagles. They always prefer, it's 11.5 pounds. Her wingspan that you just saw is about 7 feet. Very average for a Rocky Mountain bald eagle. The one impediment or a behavioral condition that will not allow it to survive in the wild, which of course means prey on animals and feed itself. And that is definitely the case with her. She was actually stolen from the nest in Rawlins, Wyoming in the spring of 2016. She became a political hot potato between the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service that's in charge of Wyoming and Colorado, and Wyoming Game and Fish. One faction that said she is too used to people, she doesn't know how to hunt, she needs to stay with folks. And the other side that said no, she just needs to be taught to fear people, wild it up, and she can go back to the wild. Well, that's the side that won. So 1 year later, we're now talking spring, summer of 16, she was released. And 3 days later, she flew into a warehouse in Sinclair. Her a few months later, in September of 2016, I consulted with the Minnesota Raptor Center in St. Paul, which has treated more bald eagles than any other place on earth, for her training. And now, 5.5 years on, she is just an awesome bird. She will never be able to go back to the wild. She is, in fact, not afraid of, but she has no idea what to do with live food. We have tried. So that is how we came to acquire her. Our male is 30 years old. He was shot when he was 18 months old in Montana. We used to see a lot of shot bald eagles in this country. Fortunately, it is an increasingly rare occurrence now. So, at this point, I think you guys have been sitting here long enough. I'd like to offer a couple of things to the Dempsey family. Jen, this is your cue. Every family that has us partake with their Eagle Scout Court of Honor gets, go ahead, Jen, and hold that up. I'm going to have you stand in front of me, if you don't mind. If you have seen this license plate around Colorado and wondered who you had to be or what you had to do to get one, the answer is simple. You just have to be a member of the Raptor Education Foundation. And since I know Brad and Nancy have, what, a Jeep, a Lamborghini, waiting for a Camden in the driveway out today, we're giving their family a license plate membership so you can put a set of plates on whatever vehicle you designate. We have instructions on how to do that. And as we know, none of this happens without the moms, and Jenny also has, for Nancy, you can just leave this at the table, Jen, a set of our bald eagle earrings. I'm wearing a set. They are made actually from recycled cereal boxes, and a nice gold-plated pin for Brad the dad. Thank you, you guys. I know, all the times we talked, I didn't know. So thank you again for inviting us to be part of this very special day. I'm going to move out.